Oh,
Happy anniversary,
happy anniversary.
oh my gosh. We
Dos
are too
años.
silly, and I love it so much, as silly as we ever were.
That's
Chris,
right.
I can't believe what just happened. We had a partial beer opening sound before we went live.
I know. I
Oh
jumped the gun. It was. I was. I don't know. I was nervous,
so excited.
and then
And then there we go.
because this is a Nod Hill beer, it just like went all over the place,
You
and
know how those Nod Hill cans be. They fill them up to the tippy top,
they know how to fill
and
them.
they sure do. They sure do know how to fill them up. You are getting your absolute money's worth on the Nod Hill beers. And Chris, I'm dying to know. Yeah, cheers! Happy anniversary!
What do you got there? You got some prosecco.
I have some Moscato d'Asti. It's
Oh,
it's not fancier, but it's very sweet, and that's what I like.
you like this? I know you like the sweet stuff.
Yes, yes, I do. Yes, I do. You know, and it's very kind of like yellowy, like my dress,
Oh,
my
so it
celebratory,
matches.
yes, anniversary dress, which I also wore out for what for it was a Galentine's Day dinner with Miss Megan Muldowney. And you know, if anyone notices, I do have an extra. I decided to go real colorful on my eyeshadow. I haven't done that in a minute, you
Oh,
know, just for old time's sake, getting a little, you know, spectrum of color on there. But I
gorgeous,
also have glitter. Glitter at the corners of
amazing,
my eyes. I
amazing. I have glitter too, but it's not on my face. And no one will see it. So,
Christopher.
oh, special
It's in
night.
your
Come on,
beard. We just can't see it.
can't see it. Not going to show it.
Clearly. That's
Not going to show
terrible.
it to you. We have people. We have people chiming in. Brenda,
We do.
cheers. Joanna Myers, happy anniversary, kids. She says.
Thank you, Joanna.
Oh,
Thank
and
you, Brenda,
we
for
have
tuning
a
in.
drink recommendation for you. Japanese plum
Oh,
wine. Yeah, I
thank
remember.
you
I've
so
had some of that.
much, Melissa Slattery. I would love to taste that. That sounds wonderful. Happy anniversary from mom and dad. Thank you, mom and dad.
Yay!
Yay! Still with a near perfect attendance record. They've attended 87 out of 88 shows.
Amazing. Well, they hold the record
Absolutely.
by a long shot.
Oh,
They've been
yeah.
they've they've been to more of these than I have. That's the crazy.
Actually, that's true, Chris. You had those 2 days when you were away. That's true. They've only missed one. Oh, it was for good cause. It was for my mom's birthday dinner. So you know,
Yeah,
we
we'll
can
let it
say,
slide.
but they didn't. They still stopped
We'll let
by.
it slide this year. We'll let it slide. But
We'll let it slide this year. That's true, Chris. Thank you so much, Midnight. One of our guests, our readers tonight, saying happy anniversary. You know, and we have other attenders who are so faithful with us, who have been with us on many shows. You know, shout outs to Brenda, Joanna, shout out to Susan M. Davis, Sarah Sleeper, Midnight Chance. So many of our friends out there, Marie Mitchell and Lona Jack Vilmar, and so many other friends who join us pretty regularly. It means so much to us. And there's gonna be just a lot of love tonight because we're so excited to celebrate our 2-year anniversary, and we couldn't be doing all of this without your participation, support, and love. So we're just so excited to celebrate tonight with these amazing returning readers. Anyhow, it is 7:00. Official welcome. Official welcome to Fumfa 89. Our 2-year Yeah, Chris. Our 2-year anniversary show. And we're so excited that you're joining us for it. We have 7 amazing returning guests catching up with us tonight, sharing what they're up to, and sharing, of course, some of their writing. So we have with us tonight Baron Wormser, Victoria Buitron, Philip J. Curtis, aka Midnight, John Chance Acevedo, Devon Bohm, Paul Latorre, aka Paul Conqueso, and Alena Dillon. It's going to be a truly awesome night. So make sure that you have a drink and a snack and stick around for the whole show. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. You know what? I'm thinking I need an AKA. I need,
You do.
and so do
Chris, what
you.
should
I think.
be?
What do you
Chuck
think?
Johnson. No.
Chuck Johnson might be. I was thinking Knuckles.
Knuckles? That's terrifying, Chris. It should be something related to your radiant beard.
Oh, you think?
Yes. The beard master, maybe beard spelled like beer. Is that too silly? It's too silly. It's too silly.
Cousin it.
Cousin beard.
I don't know. I have to think about that. All these
we need to
all
think
these
about it. And you
awesome
know what? Oh, go ahead.
aliases. There's all these awesome aliases,
I
and
know.
I'm a little envious here. I need one.
Well, you need one that really fits you though, and that might
That's
take
right.
a minute to figure out.
People,
Yeah,
I'm sending it out there. People write them in.
write them in.
Put it in the chat.
Yes. Write them in. Write in your suggestions. Also, guests tonight, you're amazing creative writers and people. If you can think of a fabulous AKA writer performer name for Chris, we want to hear those suggestions tonight, and we're sure that they're going to be amazing. Mine sort of just became the story of how, I guess, because that's my social media handle, and I kind of love it. It's very mysterious. I think it's a little bit more mysterious than I am, but I like it.
Oh, I love that as a title. I'm just thinking of something punchy, you know. Well, I used to be known as Knuckles when I was playing bongos.
When you were playing bongos, well,
I was playing
sense.
bongos in a little theater production, and that was my name, Knuckles.
Well, as long as it's not when you were giving someone a knuckle sandwich, because that's what makes it sound scary.
Yeah. Well, you know me, I'm pretty scary, so.
I know.
Yeah.
Bongo knuckles.
A lot of knuckle sandwiches out there.
Oh no. Well, Chris, I just want to say before, as we're approaching 7:05, that you are one of my closest friends, and it means so much to me that I get to have so much fun and do this with you every Sunday night and plan all of these wonderful shows. Oh no, I'm about to get misty already,
Don't
Chris.
make me misty. I can't be called Knuckles and get all misty. It doesn't make any sense.
That's true.
He's going to write in and say, blubbery Belden. That's going to be my.
That's too funny, Chris. That's you. We already have some fabulous suggestions. Paul Latorre loves Knuckles. He loves it. Do you see that? Yeah. And Derek Ivan Webster says Beardsley.
Yes,
Chris, bearded Beering Bard.
Triple B.
I love that. Paul Latorre. Excellent. Oh, happy anniversary, Nick P. Nick P is in the chat. Oh, wonderful. Yay.
That's fantastic.
Fabulous. How wonderful. Chris, before we officially get started in just a moment, what else do we have coming up soon?
I do want to say that you, everything you said about working with me, I feel the same way. So
thanks, Chris.
You're the best. And you do, everyone out there should know Katie does all the work. I show up and drink beer. And, that's
not true. Job. We're really good partners and buddies at this.
That's right. Works out nicely that way. So next week,
Thanks,
next week we have our good friend who it's been quite a while since he's been on. Our friend Tommy Hahn will be here.
Woo!
World famous Fumfa alum and all around swell guy. And joining Tommy will be a new guest, Rala Zanopoulos, who's a instructor over at Westport Writers Workshop and has written memoir and some fiction. And then we got we think we might have a screenwriter night coming up, and then we got Easter break, and then we got a whole bunch of people set up. Mercer Prada from Red or Green Books, Mackenzie Hurlbert. We got Mega Sood. We got Tom Siegel returning with his new book.
Woo!
And then down the line, we're going to have some people from Spry Lit, as well as from Causeway Lit. And then even a little farther down, we've got our friend Victoria Buitron, who's on tonight. So she's going to have a feature later on, so we can really get into her fabulous brand new book.
Brand new book. Yes. We are so excited for all of these things. Chris, thank you so much for sharing all the wonderful stuff we have coming up. And, you know, very soon we will do a little time change because, you know, it is lighter later. So we'll do our little switch back to 8 p.m. Eastern time. We'll let you know when that's coming. Anyhow, it is time to get started with our 2-year anniversary show. But before we start our readings, I have a special video to share with all of you, a little trip down memory lane from these last 2 years. And if I get a little bit misty, Chris is going to help me introduce Baron afterwards. But I'm very excited to share this with you. We love you guys. And here we go. Let me just remove the banner. And Chris, I think I'm going to go off screen for this.
Me too.
All right.
Okay, MFA peeps. This Friday, 7 p.m., right here on this page, the first ever Fumfa Live. Myself, Chris Belden, and my good friend Catherine, aka Katie Schneider. We're going to be reading our work, maybe playing a tune or two, and who knows, this could start something very special. We'll see you there.
Hope you have a comfortable seat and a drink.
He'd sensed the longing and regret for a past that I can't return to, but one I know.
The landscape of the almond trees surrounding it. The floors throughout were painted gray concrete until
A gray-haired couple sat in front of a television set. The old woman trimmed
for employment at a big box retail store. She wasn't sure. She didn't see her own future at Walmart.
Shutters barely dangling, the windows long since shattered.
Yes.
The thing I do when we start up.
Pour your beer. Perfect.
Room. This is your calling, after all. Evelyn struggled up onto an elbow.
Backyard. He glanced back toward the gate and again at Genuine, who was there.
Before I met Foster at St. Andrews football camp.
Quick approach to science? It was hard to know. For me,
To go. I was up for anything, but not everything.
I don't think anyone even notices. Frankly, I don't think anyone cares.
A holistic diet and a devout healing regimen.
Parked in front of the house, giving me a tired wave with one hand before wiping his forehead, handing off the dish almost dismissively to Nancy and giving his friend a strong handshake.
As the world turns, many realize they only have one life to live.
Dress, falling freely on a creation we have spoken of.
She was so thin, her extra small uniform still swam around her.
Based on deployment, and there was a battle that actually happened.
Then you could be the daughter I never had, she said to me. Gustav, a homely boy with
Hello, everybody. Oh.
Netherland, neither here nor there. caught in a spiraling pool of wonder at the
do. Or at least my teacher Yamamoto always is to our class.
Sweetie, come on. You're supposed to be my friend. I screamed.
So rain doesn't stain our walls. His task on that day is to shoot.
A secure signal app pops up on my phone from a person in our court group.
Here, I'm here.
There you go. What's that road scholar I got shown in the picture?
They let this lighter tone gorilla go with no choked nightstick, no shots fired.
So this is Growing Ghost. 1. I live here.
The rule is simple. I rinse out the mocha pot, fill the lower half with filtered water.
Ancestors give me humanity so I can see when a creature.
Flush past the limits of where ideas are barred, leave.
His attention, his gaze. I am here to be known. Come, welcome.
His door was open a crack, and inside I could see him lying on his back, eyes closed.
Did we get a holiday beer splash?
Yes.
Happy New Year! Thank you so much. Oh, a little spicy.
We're not as strong as I thought. Not like this.
Wearing her dresses. The shoes do not fit. A bee! We are not men.
About a week ago, I attended and presented at the virtual conference on college.
Jumping off the back end, he was overcome with fatigue.
The Hopkinton chopper wasn't part of my route. I was only assigned 2 choppers, one in Worcester, the other in Marlborough.
Oh, I'm good. I'm okay. Oh. Chris. Stop. I am misty, but I'm good. I'm good. The glitter is in place. I was almost crying when I was editing that at Starbucks today. But I'm good.
It was great to see, especially those early ones. It was great because it was so long. It was so long ago.
I know, Chris. Wasn't it special to see all of that? And that is just a small selection of our many readers.
I know. And I love that with me in the ukulele, and I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing here. Where do I look? I don't even know. Oh my God.
That was so adorable. And I loved your little statement of like, maybe this will turn into something special. My heart melted.
Little did we know.
What did we know, indeed? And once again, this wouldn't be what it is without our wonderful audience, without our wonderful readers and our incredible community. And we hope that you'll keep watching and enjoying and participating and reading and writing. We love you so much. Thank you so much for these fabulous 2 years. But we need to welcome our first reader of the evening, Chris, our first guest. Let me get that banner up here. We're going to welcome our amazing friend, mentor, former faculty member of FUMFA, Baron Wormser. Welcome, Baron.
Good evening. Good evening.
Oh. Baron, it's such an honor to have you on here with us tonight.
It's a pleasure to be here, and it's wonderful that both of you have done this. It's just extraordinary.
Thank you so much. Baron, I am good. I'm not too misty to read your bio. So let me go ahead and read your bio, and then we'll catch up with you and then hear from you for a bit. All right. Let me get scrolling. Baron Wormser is the author of many books. A novel, Some Months in 1968, is forthcoming in October from Woodhall Press. A book of poetry, The History Hotel, is forthcoming in March 2023 from Carry Press. Several of his essays have appeared recently on Vox Populi. And Baron, you were also my beloved mentor for 2 semesters in the Fairfield University MFA program, and my recent manuscript reviewer, and someone that I'd like to call a dear friend and mentor forever. It is such an honor to have you back on here with us.
Thank you, Katie. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. Baron, tell us, you have 2 books coming out. How is the process going with both of those? And what else are you up to these days?
The process is going well. The novel is in production. It's being laid out as we speak. It's coming out in October. It is, as novels are, a number of years of work. I'm very happy with the book. It looks at the first 6 months of 1968, which is a very tumultuous time in the history of this nation. It looks at that through the lens of a family of 5 who live in Baltimore. It also looks at it through the lives of Lyndon Johnson and Ho Chi Minh, and also picks up a lot of, how shall I say, popular American culture along the way. So it's a book I'm glad that I've written.
That's awesome.
The poetry book is coming out about a year from now. It's about 6 or 7 years worth of work.
Wow.
That's what I'm going to read from tonight. And the essay writing is something I've really gotten into this winter. It just sort of, I don't know how to say, came over me. I've taught nonfiction a lot. I've taught essay a lot, taught memoir. But I've just gotten really into it. And the editor at Vox Populi has been interested. So he's run some pieces. He has more pieces. And it's very engaging for me.
That's so wonderful, Baron. What'd you say, Chris?
No, it's a busy man.
In 3 genres, no less. Amazing.
Yeah, and the essays are, the nice thing about the essays, I imagine, is that it's not 6 or 7 years before it gets out into the world. So it's like, boom, you write an essay and it kind of goes out, right? So that must be really satisfying.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said for boom, Chris. 6 or 7 years of very, putting poems through a lot of drafts. So yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah.
Baron, congratulations on all of this wonderful publication news. We are celebrating with you, and we're so excited to read everything that you're currently sharing and these 2 books that are coming as well. Might I also add, I love reading your Facebook posts when you post them. It's been, really wonderful and comforting to see you on social media, especially these last 2 years. And the poems and the posts that you make, that's more of a speedier process, I assume, as well. How does it usually go?
It is, Katie. Obviously, we're living in times that, often for many of us as writers elicit pretty immediate responses.
Yes.
In terms of what we're writing, and also, I think, ask for us as writers to be engaged in terms of who we are as writers. And I'm actually going to read tonight one of those poems, Katie,
Excellent.
that I posted. Yeah.
Wonderful. I'm excited to hear which one it is. Baron, we're going to leave it to you to share your reading with us, and we're excited to hear what you have to share.
Okay, great. I'm going to read 3 poems tonight from this book that's forthcoming a year from now, called The History Hotel. I'm going to read actually the first 2 poems in what will be the book, and then another poem. So this is the very first poem that's in the book. It's called Brief. Look, I became an old man with wayward scraps of white hair, sitting on a couch in the middle of an afternoon and writing poems in my excited leaves letters out scrawl, emotional errands from witless to wit and back, reprising Lear's journey, yet wonderful in a childish, childlike way, still pecking at the mystery. So that's the poem that opens the book. And then the next poem, there's some poems one writes, it's only a handful, honestly, in the course of a lifetime, where they really come in from the ether, and you really feel like you're sort of medium when you actually put it down on paper. This is one of those poems. It's a poem where the first word is the title and leads into the poem. Once I was a candle carried upstairs, downstairs, one room to another, a scholar making modest inroads, interrogating shadows, ardent, lucid, but wavering shamefully in any draft, and untrustworthy, firing a stray sleeve or curtain, my communicable sincerity, a disaster. Lost and lost, disappearing, a stub, a memory, and then seemingly nothing, but liable to be reborn. My puddled dissolution, remelted and molded, one of the incarnated who supplied a modest sign to the doubters, one who knew there was no end to light, however faint. Okay, and this is the last one I'm going to read. Thank you so much for having me, and honored to be reading with all these other wonderful writers tonight. This is one I posted recently. It's in response to recent events, but the events are perennial too, as you know. It's called Reasons of State. Here is the murdered child. Here is the murdered mother, and another, and another. Here are the reasons of state. Here is the leader who severely gesticulates, invents necessities, while history pouts and yawns. More blood for more treaties. They were crossing a street. They were fleeing to elsewhere. They held hands. My sweet, the mother said, hold tight. Here are the reasons of state. Someone barks, you fight. Books are full of this, but not the child or mother or another and another. Thank you very much, Chris and Katie. Good night.
Chris, I remember that one from Facebook, Baron.
Yes, I know that too.
So powerful.
It's so powerful, and it shows, why poets and writers are so dangerous to these insane people, because, you've said it all. I mean, Baron, if you were in Russia right now, I don't know, you'd be hiding out because you wrote that poem. That's the beauty. No, I mean, that's the amazing power of these things.
That's right. Baron, such an honor to have you as a guest tonight, and so wonderful to hear you. We wish you the best of luck with everything. We hope we can have you on really soon for full features for both of those books.
That's right.
Thank you so much.
We'll be in touch, Baron. Thank you.
Bye-bye now.
Oh, Chris, what a fabulous start to the evening. Woo! Oh my God. And a powerful one, as Baron's voice always is. And, like with all of our readers tonight, I could just listen to them forever. Just, let's just hear more and more. So, everyone tonight is a returning reader, and we hope certainly to have everyone back again for even longer, shows for features really, really soon. We love all of you. And thank you so much, Baron, for kicking off the evening. Our second guest celebrating with us tonight is Victoria Buitron. Welcome, Victoria. Oops, and you're muted.
Of course I was. Hello.
Man, I love that top, Victoria. I didn't see that earlier.
Hi. Hello. Rita, for hanging out with me tonight, trying to get me like,
Absolutely love it. Chris, would you do the honor of reading Victoria's bio?
Most deaf. Buitron is a writer and translator who hails from Ecuador and resides in Connecticut. She received an MFA in creative writing from where else? Fairfield University. She writes about the intersection of identity and place, family history, and the moments her hippocampus refuses to forget. Her work has appeared or is forthcoming in Lost Balloon, X-Ray Lit Mag, Bending Genres, and other literary magazines. And not for some reason in her bios is the fact that she won the Fairfield Book Prize, the 2021 Fairfield Book Prize. And the book is now out from our buddies at Woodhall Press, A Body Across Two Hemispheres.
Yes!
So people got to go out check that out. And fantastic.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited, and congratulations on 2 years. I think time flies. Like, I can't believe
it really does. Thank you so much, Victoria. We're so excited for you. You have all this wonderful stuff happening, and your book just came out this past week. Tell us how everything went at AWP and about everything going on with your book.
Oh my gosh, this week felt like a second because it went by so fast. I was doing so many things. I was in Connecticut one moment and then in PA the other, and it was the same week that my book comes out is the same week AWP comes back in person. So I was so grateful that happened. It was fate. It's been amazing seeing people, especially from the Fumfa family that I haven't seen in 2 years or more. So it was so great to meet up with people. I feel like that was the best part of AWP, the community, like being there and seeing people that have inspired me throughout this entire journey of publishing this book.
That is so wonderful. That is amazing. And your book was on sale with Woodhall Press, and it sold out, you said.
Oh, yes. I took some books to AWP, and thankfully I didn't have to haul them back to Connecticut. So I'm grateful for that too. Yes.
Woo! Major congratulations, Victoria. That is so wonderful, and so glad to hear that it was such a lovely time. I went to AWP ages ago, but I had a similar wonderful community experience there, and so wonderful that you got to go this time around. It was in Philly, right?
It was, yes. It was in Philly, and I know that I didn't see everyone, but I'm hoping that now that we will all see each other on the island for Alumni Day.
Yes.
Right on.
I know we are so excited about this, and we are very much hoping to do some kind of special in-person reading event there, but stay tuned. But Victoria, perhaps if someone didn't get to see you at AWP or anywhere else recently, perhaps they can come see you on Sunday, April 3rd at
Yes.
your book launch.
I didn't have my book launch today because I was like, I'm going to be exhausted. So it's going to be this upcoming Sunday in Norwalk, Connecticut. Eco Evolution, which is a meeting space and also an ecological store. And it's going to be at 2 p.m. And I would love to see as many people from Fumfa that I can there.
Yes, I will be there, and I will be excited to to hear you and to see you and to see everyone else who's able to come out.
Let's put that info in the chat.
Yes. Let's get that in the chat. As soon as I can, I'll do that. If someone else has the link handy, you can pop it in there. Please do come out. Norwalk Eco Evolution, Sunday, April 3rd. In the afternoon, and then you'll still have time in the evening to tune in. All right, Victoria, we're excited to hear what you have to share with us. We're gonna leave you to it.
Thank you so much. All right, so I have 3 short pieces for you all tonight. And the first piece is here. It was recently published in Sanchin. This came out this past week. They're a print magazine. I'm a subscriber and I love them. And if you write flash, poetry, fiction, nonfiction, just send them a piece. They pay and they publish on beautiful paper. All right. So the story that I have for you, it is fiction. It's not nonfiction. I've crossed over to other genres. So this piece is called Corpse Dress. I'm driving my dress to cocoon it under swaths of black licorice, or to drown it beneath branches of fig trees while I suck on sugar cane, waiting until my gums bleed from the sweetness. Someone suggested I donate it, sell it. My intuition was to put it in a barrel, flood it with Cabernet Sauvignon from Mapu, and leave the wood to shatter at the end of a waterfall. Shoot it with pellets that will plant tulips in the tight threads, and place it in my garden until critters make it into a mud castle the size of my clavicle. Axe throws that will cleave its pear shape until all that's left are shreds. Maybe smear it in pulp-free blood orange juice and coconut pina coladas. I decide to strap it to the back of my car, catching glimpses of it as it weaves with the wind as a white flag. When I get to the trailhead, I put it on, clasp the front of it into a knot so I don't trip, and leave the back to raise the ground like Hector's once gorgeous face, a collector of twigs and pebbles, my body as strong as Achilles, my will as weak as his heel. Even though there's no sun, just a drab sky, my sweat leaves the dress wet. When I get to the summit, I think about throwing it off the edge, walking down in underwear and skin, leaving the woods to gulp it, for an osprey to make it part of its nest. But I head with the dress still on, not nearly as soiled as I thought it would be. I find a camping spot, start a fire. I take out the marshmallows, hover them over the blaze until the sugar honey's brown. Then stick them to the dress until the garment is sweetmeat, and I rope it up high to a tree. A bear comes, scoffs at my boots, sniffs my elbows, and climbs the tree to steal my past and almost future. I envision her licking the goo from her claws, taking the candied gunk and leaving the threads, keeping it as a relic in her shelter. And I wish, as I'm left with the flicker of flames, what's next could come in a blink of hibernation, that my heart could stall for months like hers, eyes closed and body numb, to wake when snapdragons outlive the crude snow. Thank you. So that's the first piece. That is a flash fiction piece. The next piece that I have for you is a poem. It is called Mainstream Outlets, and you can find this in Alebrijes Review, which is a Latinx magazine. All right, so here it goes. Mainstream Outlets. Let's drive by the murderer's house. His steely Mustang's ribs stick out, a rampike through skin. No trespassing signs on skull-soaked grass, 9 bodies in search of a teal-eyed one, a woman missed first, then missing. never deemed missing if they are past runaways with a record of mugshots or with tired half-moon neck tattoos etched on skin darker than honey. It takes cherry blonde hair and an online travel lover presence, photogenic selfies with sham smiles to become the only missing woman in the United States. Her body is home now, just not all of last year's 268,884 missing women and girls whose pictures were never shown on the 6, 8, 11 o'clock news. So that was a very hard poem to write. I wrote it when traveling in Florida, and someone said, you know, I live near the house of this man that murdered his girlfriend. That was all in the news some months ago. And I just kept thinking about that moment. And it's something that I'm writing right now in this new poetry collection. But it's a very hard topic to write about. And I think that, as you heard, it's just something that I'm constantly thinking about who is in the news, you know, which missing and murdered women count in the media. All right, so that was my second piece. I have one last piece for you. It is in my book that just came out this week, and it's a 100-word essay. So I'm going to show the camera something. So let's see there. Okay, so you'll see there that at the bottom there are spaces, and in those spaces I'm going to say blank, but I wanted you to kind of see how it looked like. And it's called, as you can tell, but where are you really from? Because it's a question that I think many of us have heard throughout our lives, and that question has really stuck with me. Okay, so, but where are you really from? What I want to say, from the syntax of Spanglish sentences, the tilde, umlaut, diéresis, the strips of zapote I devoured yesterday still stuck between my teeth, irking my gums, my father's latent rage, nowhere, from whichever sound lava makes when it froths into the ocean. Larkspur, the brown of overripe pineapples, my ancestors, the collision of Comet Shoemaker Levy 9 with Jupiter, an incessant twitch on the left eyelid, plantains, definitely plantains, a tongue touching the hard palate when emphasizing a double R. What I do answer. I was born in blank, but I've lived in blank most of my life. So those are my 3 pieces for the night. I really hope that you enjoyed them. Thank you so much for having me here tonight.
Woo! Victoria! Powerful, important, awesome writing. As usual, as always.
Oh, amazing. Fiction,
Thank you so much for having me.
Fiction, poetry, essay.
Yes, I wanted to do a triple whammy tonight.
Woo! Absolutely amazing, Victoria. We love to hear it. We're so excited for you, and congratulations on absolutely everything that you're doing. And thank you so much for your incredible writing. It is so powerful, so important, and just so wonderful to get to hear. We're excited. Chris and I will be there on Sunday, and we hope to see everyone else there too.
Thank you so much. I can't wait. I'm so looking forward to it. And again, happy anniversary. You've done so much for the Fumfa community. We are all so grateful. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Victoria. It's our pleasure. And we can't wait to have you back for your full feature very, very, very soon.
Yep, soon.
All right. See you, Victoria. All right. What an awesome for, beginning to the evening already, Chris. Just so much fabulous stuff that everyone's doing. Publications.
Yep.
Absolutely awesome. Well, the night is still young. And I am very, very excited to welcome our dear, dear friend, Philip J. Curtis, aka Midnight.
There he is. Look at the green.
Welcome back, Midnight.
Let me unmute myself. I'm so sorry. I'm not good at this technology thing all the time.
Oh,
Okay.
stop it, Midnight. You're an expert.
Before we get started, let's do a little something. Come on.
What are you drinking there?
This is Roscato. Roscato.
Oh,
Roscato, nice. I love that.
So happy second anniversary, Fumfa.
Thank you so much, Phil.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank
Now
you
for
so
the
much.
medicine.
Thank you for being here with us tonight. You are one of our first special guests, and you're one of our dearest friends on the show, and we are so thrilled to have you tonight. I'm going to go ahead and read your bio before I get all carried away with chatting. Writer, spoken word artist, and mentor, Philip J. Curtis is a native of New York with roots in Jamaica, West Indies, who arrived on the Colorado Springs poetry scene in 2006, bringing with him a brand of New York City straightforwardness and swag, along with the sensual son of Jamaica, West Indies. Mr. Curtis established lovesaverb.com in 2007, combining his love for music with his poetic flow. Philip, aka Midnight, is also an avid community steward. He has facilitated poetry workshops at various high schools and colleges. He has also supported a variety of nonprofit organizations. He's a founding member of Hear Hear Poetry, and in 2009, he established Poetry 719 on Facebook to foster and support the freedom of self-expression in spoken and written word through community connections, education, and poetic unity for all ages. Mr. Curtis has released various CDs and will release his book entitled What's It All For in 2022. Awesome. To celebrate over 40 years of performing. You can keep up to date with Philip J. Curtis, aka Midnight, via his website, midnightpoet00.com. And also on Instagram and SoundCloud under Midnight Poet 00. And twice a month on Put It Into Chat. But you got to follow him on social media for the Zoom link. Absolutely awesome. Phil, tell us what you've been up to. How are you doing? And what is going on for you lately with your writing and performing?
Writing and performing. I haven't written as much as I'd like to, but I'm starting to get that. The pen is starting to get itchy, especially National Poetry Month is coming up. So I'm finally going to release a book. What's It All For?
Yes!
Long overdue.
We can't wait.
So,
well, Phil, we got to have you on the show for a feature with that, for sure.
Maybe that other guy would feature with me too. I don't know.
Maybe that guy Chance who's always talking smack about you.
Yeah. And then I've been.
Have you done any live, much live
in
stuff
person
lately, or is it starting up where you are more live?
In person.
The only live that I've done is the first Sundays of the month. I'm doing live performances.
Nice.
But hopefully, with the summer itching up, it'll increase a little bit.
Yeah, good.
Excellent. And Phil, you have continued to be performing online as well with Put It in the Chat and other venues as well. Where have you performed recently?
I'm doing workshops. I'm still doing workshops with the high schools.
Nice.
I have a haiku workshop next Sunday actually, which is crazy for the high school to do it on a Sunday, but I'm cool with it. I've been working with another poet. Her name is Onyx H2O, where I'm putting part of my haiku on shirts and things like that.
Love it.
Who's coming on after me? Just curious.
Oh, who's coming on after you? It might be that guy who always talks smack about you, I think. It might be.
I just want to show y'all something. I'm in the Poetry Hall of Fame, and that guy Chance does not have one of these. Okay? I just want to let y'all know that he does not have one of these.
Oh, Chance. Oh, he's going to be jealous. All right. Phil, we're so happy to have you back. And we love the green Jamaica. Sure.
In Brooklyn. That's where I'm from.
Oh, in Brooklyn. Love it. All right, Phil. So
Nice
it's
one.
a nice one. Really nice one. Wait, Phil, we need to know, when are you coming back to NYC?
Right now, the plan is the last weekend of August. If with the book and everything, it could be sooner. I doubt it. But right now, the last weekend of August for sure.
All right. Well, we are gonna, Chris, we're gonna plan ahead, and we gotta come down there and see you, and everyone else who can join us. We're gonna go hang out with Philip.
I'm not gonna miss it this time.
No, you better not, Chris.
No.
we gotta come down there.
If you perform, we gotta go see that.
We gotta go see it. We gotta go see it. It's gonna happen. All right. So, Philip, we're going to give you your performing time now, but we're gonna stay on screen to give you a little.
Cool.
All right. So,
somebody 3 haiku in a poem, okay?
Can we make him bigger? Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to switch our screen format here. Hold on a minute. If I do that, oh, it won't let me change the screen layout. Oh no. Okay, hold on. Maybe.
Uh-oh. She's gone. Oh my. Oh my.
Oh no. Hold on. I don't think we can. StreamYard won't let us change the screen size. Oh wait. Oh, okay, that's perfect. No, I'll switch it around. I'll switch it around.
There you go.
All right, Philip. Apologies for the technical issue.
No,
all right, go for it.
All right, 3 haiku in a poem. Crime scene, do not cross. Police investigation. Cover up begins.
Ooh.
Time spent quickly went. Plan a future tomorrow where lips say hello.
Lovely.
Critical parent. Child will always love you, but no longer love self.
Ooh. Awesome haikus, Phil.
Thank you, thank you. According to the National School Board Association, public education has intentions, one of which is to help children fulfill their diverse capacities. Diversity, background, personality, mixed experiences and beliefs, the makeup of who we are. So tell me, what do you know of your ancestry, the trailblazers of family? Because schools taught me that I can only trace my Black back to the bill of sale. A cargo of 49 Negroes, bucks, older and younger wenches, all named Sally, George, and Liz, according to where they are sold and where they will live. School diversity, how can that be when it's designed to control, limit free speech of teachers, students, state agencies? This is not a poem. This is history. Are you familiar with the acronym CRT? Teacher that teaches. Where did you get your degree? No Black history? Legislation, executive actions introduce our children to whitewashed American history. History books edited so that certain narratives could be intertwined into our mind, making it seem like all this time things have been all right. Turn blind eye to the lack of fair housing and school segregation, systemic racism as an institution where a woke curriculum is frowned upon. Germany has memorials and museums of a Holocaust, a past that they're not proud of yet embrace. Will America ever face up to the reality of slavery? Tell of America's stains when it comes to the struggles of social injustice? Or will it always remain comfortable in hiding discomfort?
Ooh.
The days when Black folks grew up learning how to be a slave, because slave labor is the pillar of the economy of this country. Great-grandfather was sold for $500. Boy, hey you boy, You better answer master before you get whipped or killed. Enslaved black women used for reproduction experimentations. Jim Crow laws, old and new. Being told where to sit, when and where you can piss. Now, the mass incarceration of Black Americans. How can you not see this? Rural America won't teach this when there's not even a handful of Black students. Disregarding the effects of slavery and racism in society is like ignoring dark family secrets. The continent of Africa thrived for years trading gold, ivory, building strong civilizations instead of focusing on stereotypes and myths. This is not a poem. This is history.
Woo!
Our history didn't begin with enslavement in U.S. colonies, then suddenly fast forward until Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King Jr. suddenly appeared, making it seem that our history is merely a handful of heroic figures and 4 words: I have a dream. They skim around and about our history, omitting from books, facts, and important events. While white citizens who felt threatened by the rise of Black community. Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma, 1921. Teachers are approved to mention Jackie Robinson broke the major league color line, failing to say why Black men were left behind in the sport of baseball before then. Allowed to reference Malcolm X, but unable to review any of his speeches. Can discuss musical influences, but not the details behind the lyrics of Marvin Gaye's What's Going On. Teacher that teaches, where did you get your degree? No Black history?
Woo!
Thank you, Fumfa. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Chris.
Phil, you always knock us out. Always. And you're like, I haven't hardly written lately. You have so many amazing poems. And that was just so powerful and so timely. Phil, I can't wait for that to be published. And I hope that you can share that everywhere and that people can hear that message and also be encouraged, by teaching of history, real history, and actually the way it was in critical race theory. Thank you so much. And we just love all of your poems, from the serious and powerful and very timely to these awesome little haikus that are just these fabulous pearls, to your spicy romantic poems, which we all love on Romance Night. Oh, we love it all, and we love you, and we can't wait for this book. Please fill us in, keep us posted with everything that you're up to.
Will do. Definitely appreciate and love y'all. Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us.
Midnight. Thank you for being with us tonight.
Thank
Thank you
you.
back.
Woo! Cheers.
Commercial coming up. You got a commercial coming up. Bring the commercial.
I know. Do you want us to? Should we bring him up here at the same time, or should we keep?
I don't know. That's good. That's dangerous.
Uh-oh, there he is.
Oh,
no. All right, Phil, we're gonna let you go.
I heard screeching, so that must mean the nap is over.
Terrible.
You can tell Midnight from Jamaica. That's not even a necklace. He has a choker on. Good job, buddy.
Chance. Welcome, Chance. I didn't put your full name on here on the banner.
Okay.
But we know that you're John Chance Acevedo. We're so thrilled to have you with us. Even though you're always talking smack about Midnight, we know how much you love him.
The jury's still out on that.
And we're so excited to have you with us. You know what? Let's read your bio before I get carried away chatting. Chris,
Yes.
Take it away, Chris.
Well, when not talking smack about Midnight, John Chance Acevedo has been reciting and hosting for nearly 2 decades As the eldest of three, he receives inspiration from everyday life situations and most commonly uses a blend of comedy and drama to reflect his real life experience. Chance has become a recognized featured performer in many poetry venues and universities. He's been the popular host for No Intros, as well as Urban Voices Heard, Right Out Loud, and Sunday Spoken Word Showcase. Chance hosted the first annual New York Hip Hop Dance Convention at Sony Studios. He's currently hosting and co-curating monthly shows for Latinos NYC, New Moves Entertainment, NOO, Moves Entertainment Artist Appreciation Show, and for the Artist Collective Poetry Project. Chance has been published in Raul Maldonado's The Company We Keep, Erato Park Slope Poetry Project, and most recently, Mi No Habla with Accento. Chance is a founding, how'd I do?
Hey, Chris, you're doing just fine. You're doing all right.
Of the hardest working poetry troupe on the scene, El Grito de Poetas, a collective of diverse Latino and Latina poets dedicated to the craft and performance of modern poetry. He's also a board member for Latinos NYC. Chance's confidence in his presence makes him a performer to watch.
Absolutely. And we love to watch you. Chance, you're one of the many awesome people that we've met through doing the live stream. We connected with you originally because we connected with Midnight through Lona, who is a student in the MFA program. You are also a co-host on Put It in the Chat, and I believe you are also involved with the New Yorican a bit. Is that true?
Yeah, I'm originally from Colombia. I moved to New York. I've been I hosted at the New Yorican Poets Cafe for about 17 years. I hosted at the New Yorican Poets Cafe.
Amazing.
Just doing many different events,
So,
many
yeah,
different venues, many different events for the New Yorican Poets Cafe. Then I moved to Florida. My wife didn't want to wear socks anymore, so we moved down.
I don't blame her.
Chance, that would be the main reason that I would move to Florida.
Yeah.
I hate wearing the layers. I'm just ready to take off the jacket and the socks and just get in my sundresses and sandals these days.
It's been a different experience, but it's been nice.
That's wonderful, Chance. That's wonderful. I know that you are currently involved with several different online venues, and you are also working on some writing. What have you been up to in terms of writing and performing recently?
So I am the other guy, and
the other guy.
I too have been working on trying to put together a book.
Excellent.
It's been a while. So the book is going to be titled Sketches of My Rights.
Nice.
So that should be coming out. I don't know, maybe. I don't want to compete with Midnight. It'll be bad for him. So I'm going to wait for him to do what he has to do.
You're terrible. But you can cross promote if it's around the same time.
Nah, I can't put my name on anything he does. It's just bad.
Terrible.
No, but yeah, we're working on some things, and I want to help him become the best him he can be.
Oh, right. Okay.
That's my buddy. We talk a lot of smack, but that is my buddy. I appreciate the person he is. You can't find so many genuine people.
That's the truth.
So yeah, I look out for him when I can. So I've been working on some new pieces, working on some stuff. I am currently associated with the Adrian Arts Center here in Miami, Florida. Nice. It's like the Lincoln Center of Florida.
Awesome.
So what I'm doing is Piano Slam 14. So what it is, it's a youth poetry event where I get to mentor 3 to 5 young people who I will have to help them with their writing and pretty much help them with their performance. And they get to perform. Yeah, they get to perform in the main stage of the Adrian Arts Center in front of friends, family, and a couple of thousand people. So that'll be fun.
That is absolutely amazing,
Great.
Chance. Will
Yeah.
could we tune in virtually or just send you positive thoughts and just wonderful wishes?
So what I'm trying to figure out now, we have our first meeting April 2nd. So what I'm trying to find out is if they will have a live streaming or if they will have some type of live streaming so people can tune in and check out these young people. Last year I did it, and 2 out of the 3 children that I mentored won the whole competition. So this year they gave me 5 children, and I'm trying to see. I mean, it's always fun because it's these kids. Like, it's the only time when it's like, don't censor yourself. Mom and dad are not here. Do your thing. So I'm excited about it.
Nice.
That's absolutely wonderful, Chance. We're so excited for you, and just congratulations for all this wonderful stuff, and just thank you for all this amazing, wonderful work that you're doing. And let us know if we can tune in. We're gonna let you have your reading time now. We're excited to hear from you.
Go for it.
No male role model. So he always spelled father MOMMY. Stranger across the street from me. Every morning I sit across from you, head buried in the newspaper. I take a glimpse at how you sit, legs crossed Indian style. You know you are on the right train. This is the Queens-bound J train. The next stop is Marcy Avenue. Hope you have gotten over B&Ts like we go over the East River. It's water under the bridge now. You yawn like a well-rested long night, like yesterday's events caused you to sleep through most of the day. Does Brooklyn tire you out? This is Marcy Avenue. You unfold your legs, stretch out your arms in victory. Your back arches, chest out. You look like a backward C. The next stop is Hughes Street. You apply makeup to make up for all the compliments Brooklyn doesn't seem to have for you. This is Hughes Street. Q-Tips flirts with eyelids. Black mascara to masquerade, and I wonder, what are you hiding from? Never knew someone's face can resemble Caribbean waters. Green eyes, eyeshadow matches your shirt. This is Lorimer. What language do your rosy cheeks speak? You look Hispanic. Do you flirt in English? Do you love bilingual? This is a Queen-bound J train. The next stop is Flushing Avenue. You dust your face. Fan cheeks, chin, neck, forehead. Wished it was an eraser. Hey, Miss Lady, do you realize this is still a Queens-bound J train? Lip gloss and lipstick, one after the other. The back of your iPad and the back of your iPod, both are now your mirrors. Pointer finger, then your thumb glides on and cleans any mistakes. This is Myrtle Avenue, Broadway. I get off the next stop. You press lips on handkerchief. With yesterday's red, last week's nude, I contemplate what tomorrow brings. This is a Queens-bound J train. The next stop is Kosciuszko or Kosciuszko, depending on where you live. If you see something, say something. I see you evolve a little every stop. Are you ashamed of the city seeing you plain, that you make yourself up? So your arrival home finds you different. So the mirror doesn't recognize you. Does he know about the 23 minutes of insecurity that you start your Brooklyn day with? Does he know that the city loves you plain, like the day you entered this world? This is Kosciuszko or Kosciuszko, depending where you live. My stop. I wonder how much further you would go trying to make yourself pretty for Brooklyn when you were already beautiful, even before you left your house. It's my last piece. A woman fully dilated wears beads of sweat on her forehead, pushes a child, head appears. A father practiced ballet routines with his daughter for her recital. A man comes out to his parents. And with open arms, they say, it's about time, because we already knew, but we love you anyway. A 9-year-old boy competes in the Ironman competition, accompanied by his younger brother who has cerebral palsy, tells a crowd of onlookers we will never win, but the smile on his face when we finish prepares me for the next race. A vicious breed of dog, the pit bull, allows my daughter to stick her hands in her mouth, climb on her when she sleeps, and in return, wags her tail and licks her face. A homeless poet in Brazil, the kindness of a stranger, a web page of his writings on Facebook leads to the reunion he never accepted and he never expected with his brother 57 years later because of social media. A spider captures its first meal on its newly sprung web. Spring flowers. A newborn gasps for air. A toddler's first steps. A marriage proposal. People waiting on the train. People watching in the streets. Bubble guts. Bad breath. Nappy hair. Asian-looking Latinos. African Americans speaking Spanish. 9/11. 9/12. Government conspiracy. A gay man, 6'2", Latino comedian with the heart to heal. And other side of the border, loving guerrera with a machete for a tongue. A lisp flapping baseball enthusiast. A Brooklyn-bound 2 train. The fear of not knowing if your work is ever any good. Rejection, acceptance, being different. Somewhere there is poetry specifically for all of that. Thank you.
Woo! Chance, just always awesome, always powerful, always full of fabulous images. And I'm like hearing that subway announcement the whole time.
Yeah, no kidding.
Right? How awesome is
It
that?
brings it
Chris?
back too. It's been a while since I've been on the subway, but
It brings it right back.
Yes.
Chance, such awesome pieces. Thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Those are beautiful.
Yes. And we look forward to having you back very, very soon. And hopefully for a full feature for your manuscript for your book that's coming out. Uh-oh.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely, Chance. Well, we will be in touch. And thank you so much for being with us again tonight.
Thank you for having me. Congratulations on 2 years.
Thank you.
89 shows. It is not easy. Trust me, I know. I have to do 2 shows a month with Midnight, and it's hard to deal with certain people. So you guys having 89 events, it's insane. So I appreciate you guys for having this for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for supporting us, for always being in the chat, roasting people, but supporting people at the same time, asking amazing questions during the Q&A as well.
Yes.
And we really, really love you. Please don't ever change. and keep stay in touch.
Other great writers too.
Yes, you have introduced us to many other amazing people. We really thank you for that. And just looking forward to more to come of everything.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
See you.
Love you. Out of Miami.
Yeah. What a treat to get to hear Chance. It's been a little while since we've had Chance on.
I think it has been.
Yeah, since the Put It in the Chat show. Always great to hear from him and from Midnight as well. And everyone, we are not done. The party continues. We have Devon, Bohm, Paul Latorre, and Alena Dillon, all of these amazing superstars to share with you tonight and to catch up with. So let's bring up Devon Bohm. Welcome, Devon.
Hi, guys.
We are
Wow.
so thrilled to have you back.
Thank you for having me. Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Thank you. Your hair was so much longer in that clip earlier. It's like
Yes.
Beautiful wavy
Lots of
curly
changes.
hair. We love it. Devon, I'm going to go ahead and read your bio. Devon Bohm received her BA from Smith College and earned her MFA with a dual concentration in poetry and fiction from Fairfield University. After serving as Mason Rhodes editor-in-chief, she worked as an adjunct professor of English. She was awarded the 2011 Hatfield Prize for Best Short Story, received an honorable mention in the 2020 L. Ron Hubbard Writers of the Future contest, and was longlisted for Wingleaf's Top Very Short Fictions 2021. Her work has also been featured in publications such as Lebris, Necessary Fiction, The Graveyard Zine, Spry, and Sixfold. Her first book of poetry was published in fall 2021 from Cornerstone Press. Follow her on Instagram at Devon Poem or visit her website at devonbohm.com. And Devon, we are so excited to know what you've been up to lately, and we are super curious, especially me because I'm a TikTok addict, about how you have been sharing your poems, not only on Instagram and Facebook, but also on TikTok. We want to hear it all. Tell us what you've been up to.
I'm just trying to keep up with the kids, you know.
oh yeah.
TikTok's a really cool medium, though. There is a lot of poets on there that are doing some really great work. I think a lot of people can be down on social media, but I think this whole thing you guys are doing is a really good way to prove how good it can be for community, and that's what I want to do with the at Devon Poem at TikTok and Instagram, where I share poems that have been published and some new ones as well. So there's a lot from the book on there, but there's also ones from other publications, and I hope to get some of my fiction on there as well soon.
Devon, that is so cool. And I've noticed on your TikToks you have kind of like a backdrop of like some beautiful bookshelves, and you definitely have like a very beautiful aesthetic going on. I'm very inspired, and I think it is just absolutely wonderful. I think that's just so cool. In terms of your various social media posts, do you have certain kind of design themes that you like? Do you kind of plan a little arc across several days of different poems that you're reading?
I try to a little bit, just to make it aesthetically pleasing, I guess, because that's part of the game you're playing, I guess, when you do social media. And like, who doesn't like when things look pretty? I mean, I really love flowers, and I think that's one of the biggest themes in my work, and also in for the social media, but also like, this is the cover of my book. My friend Maddie Romay did the cover.
Right.
Yeah, no, and there's some floral drawings in there as well for each section. Like, it's definitely a huge theme throughout my writing, and something that I love about New England, because I grew up in California, a lot less flowers. It's part of the reason I stayed here for so long.
Wow. Devon, that is so cool. You know, I've toyed with the idea of doing some poetry stuff on TikTok, and you've definitely inspired me. Your videos on there are so beautiful. Everybody follow Devon on all social media and on TikTok. Really beautiful stuff. How has it been going since your book was published in the fall?
Really good. They had to do a second printing, which is very exciting.
Nice.
And it's up on Barnes and Noble and Amazon and all those places you can buy it now. So very exciting. Hoping to do more events as like things start to open up. Because you know, it's hard to launch a book digitally compared to like getting to have a whole event and everything. So I'm hoping to still do some stuff coming up soon. So follow me on social media for those updates. So hopefully soon.
Yes, absolutely. All right, Devon. Well, we are excited to hear what you have to share with us tonight.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. And just thank you to everyone that's reading tonight. I am a little overwhelmed by how talented everyone is, but I'm still going to read from my book that came out from Cornerstone Press in November 2021, Careful Cartography. It is autobiographical. It has a little narrative arc, and the first three, I'm going to read a prose poem that's longer, and then a short poem to end it. The prose poem that's longer, I don't get to read a lot because it is longer, but it's one of my favorite pieces I've ever written, and I think it's a really good way to see what the first 3 sections are really like. It really has the narrative arc the first 3 sections cover. So this is The Face of God. 1. The way I see it, the Tower of Babel was probably just a ladder and an idea. I want to see the face of God. But God doesn't seem to like anyone questioning his wounding. That's all I learned, reading the Bible during the few years I insisted on trying the church thing out. I wanted to understand the shape of the cross, how the triangle of the Trinity fit in, all those hawkish corners and sharp edges making up grace. Instead, I spent the time ignoring the mottled syllables pouring off the altar to read the Old Testament again and again. I liked Old Testament God. He seemed more likely. He seemed prepared for my insolence. The church liked to do baptisms in the estuary. They called it a godly place, that space between salt and fresh, land and sea. The California wetlands are all sanctuary by law. I stayed home the day it was my turn. I never looked back, not even idly, but I've never considered any decisions I've made final. 2. Look around. What some people call miracles, I call deceptions. Like today in the news, I read a study that tried to console me by telling my sleeplessness, don't worry. In 1 out of 4 people, scientists found they could produce memory. Meaning not produce memory, but trick the brain into believing it could remember things that never happened. My mother used to say, the human brain is a miracle, as if she knew something about it. For years, I've wondered if the way she mourned over my father could be real. Now I know. Maybe not. Maybe she's mourning something she made up. Maybe I'm mourning someone she made up for me and planted. Maybe he was awful. Me, I try not to play around with memory. I just try to forget. 3. If God made this world, he filled it with people with faces like ink blots. We only see something of ourselves in each other. Why wouldn't we want to see the face of God? I want to know if it's the same, a collection of keyholes and bananas, of bats and axes, of human faces and bodies, pieces and parts, doubled and mirrored, dancing, falling in love. In high school, I told my therapist this. She asked me about my father and told me God was my stand-in for the male role model. She predicted I would always have problems with men, that I would always be looking for someone to answer my questions. I told her I didn't believe in God. She said, exactly, as if this confirmed me. She never held any ink blots up, just gave me a test that asked me how much I agreed with statements. I like gardening magazines, the color green, the voices in my head, being outside, laughing, etc., etc., etc. Strongly agree, not sure, disagree, strongly disagree. I answered everything not sure because I wasn't sure about anything, but especially about absolutes. 4. If I had a ladder in any belief, I know what I'd ask that sleepy face, bored with all the inquiries. Why would you give me a man with a hands like water and a mind like a sun cleaved in half, always rising, always setting, and a face I could see a person in? Why would you give me a man like that if I wasn't allowed to keep him? Or was he real? Was waking up to strong coffee and a mug with the bear real, his knuckles white rapids when he held it out to me the way his wrist cracked? Was dancing barefoot to records on Sunday afternoon real, my back eventually pressed up against the wall with his maps from canoeing trips, the way we'd make lists of all the small things for each other, whispered in the places between songs? Was the moth he wouldn't kill in the dorm room in London real? Was the desire real? The more than desire real? Is it real now? Or is present memory too? Is what I've become maybe only a trick of the light? The fasting, the spasming cry, the beaten feeling that refuses to go back to sleep in my chest? Should I be worried I made him up and that I feel like this for no reason? Could I really have imagined a face like that? A man like that? Could I really have imagined seeing for the first time?
Or could he come back? 5. For all my climbing, I know what I can't know. That mess of crabs and balloons would remain inscrutable, would only scatter my alphabet to the wind. I would never be able to articulate the answer God's face gave me. I don't know. Not sure. I don't know. And then it's going to be 27 degrees in Connecticut tomorrow. Not excited about that, so I figured I'd give us a little spring poem. This is from the last section. All the sections are real places except for the last section, which is home, which for me is a person, not a place. So this is May I. Spring won't come outside, so we bring the April showers in. Their rime creating blossoms for our carpet. The dog sneezing snowdrop and daffodil and tulip pollen in his doleful, doggy way. Why demur? Why perhaps? Why wait for the things we want? All this soil on the hardwood may not be clean, but the way I feel when you touch me in this rain is dazzling, dazzling. The wren perched on our lamp warbles, and the ropes of the winter of the mind fall away. Even the night forgets blackness here. March, its hoary frost and sharp edges, me, my insecurities and anxieties, you, your overthinking and reserve. Spring won't come outside, so we bloom inside, dazzled, dazzled by the budding, steady beats of our own two hearts in tandem. There you go. And that was from Careful Cartography. So thank you guys so much for having me. Letting me do this.
I'm sorry, Devon. I almost interrupted you with my woohoo. Oh, absolutely gorgeous poetry, Devon.
Thank you guys so much. Happy anniversary. I'm so excited to be part of this community and a community that does things like this. It's such an incredible honor.
Thank you so much.
It's our honor.
It is our honor. And thank you so much for participating and sharing with us. We're looking forward to having you back really soon. Thanks again, Devon, for reading with us tonight. Woo!
Thanks, guys.
Adios.
Woo! Wasn't Devon just fabulous? Oh,
fantastic. And you know, this whole TikTok thing is fascinating too, right? That,
right?
You know, because it's like, you know, you look on TikTok and it's like cute animals or people, you know, falling down. And then
tarot card readings.
right, but then you get tarot card readings, and then you get like real, you know, literature.
Yeah, some really awesome artists on there and musicians too, songwriters.
That's right.
People doing very cool stuff. I got to get more into that, and I need to make sure that I'm following Devon. I definitely see all of her poems on there. I'm gonna make sure that everybody make sure that you're following Devon and all of our amazing readers from tonight.
I see it on the Instagram. The Instagram is where I see it.
Yes, that's right.
I had to get off the TikTok. My daughter made me stop watching.
My daughter made me stop. Well, I just want to give our audience just a teensy bit of a little heads up. We are definitely going to go a little bit late tonight, but it's worth it. So stay with the celebration, stay with the party, because we have two more incredible guests tonight.
It's a special night.
Yeah, it's a super special night. So, you know, stick around with us because it's going to be amazing. It's going to continue to be amazing. And we are so excited to welcome Paul Latorre, a.k.a. Paul Con Queso.
There he is.
Hi,
What's
Paul,
good,
how are
wonderful
you?
people of Fumfa?
Ooh, we are so thrilled to have you with us tonight. We're having just a fabulous night.
There's been everything I'm hearing, like I'm inspired while in the room. So like I'm over here jotting down lines of inspiration, like new material. Like the White Rapids of the Knuckle. I was like, what? That was wild. So just big love and praise to everybody who's come before me and to y'all for the 88 shows that have come before today. And congrats on 2 years, y'all.
Thank you so much, Paul. Thank you so much. And we totally agree. Just everything that everyone has shared has been wonderful tonight. Just amazing, so inspiring. And just the things that everyone is, are up to. It's just astonishing. All the publications, all the events, and before Paul, let me read your bio, and then you can catch up with you a little bit. Oh no, Chris! Actually, Chris, it's your
Is it my turn?
turn. It's
Okay.
your turn. If you don't,
Paul, yes, Paul Latorre, aka Paul Conqueso, is a poet, professor, publisher, performer, and activist from Newark, New Jersey. He teaches creative writing as alma mater of Bloomfield College, where he is lead editor of BC Underground, the annual student-run literary magazine. He also lead edited Quarantine and I Can't Breathe, a social justice-oriented literary magazine. His poetry blends pop culture with advocacy for various causes, from social justice to mental health, body image to eating disorders, sexual assault, and other issues in need of advocacy. His first book of poems, Disappearing Boy, was published in March of 2020. That's 2 years ago by 3 Mile Harbor Press, and he is an active member of the Nuyorican Poets Cafe, his first poetic home in New York City. You can follow Paul on Instagram and Linktree at Paul Conqueso, which of course is CONQUESO.
Thank you for the spelling out, Mr. Bearded Beer Bard.
Best name
Triple B.
suggestion.
Or bearded. I liked your suggestion, Katie, of conflating the bearded, like BERDED, bearded bard. I think that works too.
I love it
Bearded
too.
bard.
Oh, right,
I'm a
but
sucker
you
for
made
alliteration.
it amazing.
I'm a sucker for alliteration and good beer, good craft beer. I'm sipping on a mule tonight, so no IPA, but I had plenty of IPA already this weekend. So
heck yeah.
Got to meet up with y'all at a bar or a brewery or something one of these days soon. We're all
Okay, yeah, that's
we would absolutely love that. We would absolutely love that. And we've been, we're out here, but we're not that far away. We need to get down to the Nuyorican. It's about time.
Yes, please do, and come through for any of the second Saturday of the month. Advocate of Words is doing a hybrid show, which is half online and half in person. So even if you can't make it to the physical cafe, you can come online and spit some poems and be part of that event. But if you are in the cafe or from afar, I host the karaoke after party at the Nuyorican Poets Cafe. I was welcomed into the family of hosts at the Nuyo. Still mind blown. So the second Saturday after the hybrid show, I will host that every single second Saturday of the month at the Nuyo. So
I'm gonna try and get down there. I am gonna
y'all like
definitely
karaoke,
try and
right?
get down there this next one. Yes.
Y'all like karaoke, right?
I love karaoke.
Yeah, who doesn't love karaoke? Yeah, we drink, we embarrass ourselves, we have way too much fun. But yeah, April 9th is the next one. But yeah, thank you for this space, y'all.
Nice. Thank you so much, Paul. And we're so excited for you that you've gotten this wonderful hosting opportunity at the Nuyo, where, which is your NYC, poetry home. That is just the best thing ever. And what? Congratulations. It's been 2 years since your book. It's the 2-year anniversary of your book as well.
Yeah, my baby's a toddler now.
That's right. Well, Paul, we are so excited. Anything else wonderful that you would love to share with us before we hear you read about what's been going on lately?
I mean, not in particular. I heard everybody else talking about their plans for. I mean, I have a plan to have my next book out within this next calendar year, but not really setting anything in stone. Everything is just I'm gonna let the universe guide that path.
Love it.
Yeah, I just follow me for more. Follow me to find out what other shit.
Follow Paul Conqueso. You are extremely active, and we are so excited for you, Paul. You're doing amazing things all the time, and we are excited to hear you read tonight.
All right, I'll get to it then. Thank you. So I'm gonna spit a shorter piece that I wrote in actually one of our community members' workshops just a couple weeks ago. Nick Paleologos, aka Nick P. This piece is called "And Everything." I endeavor to bring you each these very things, to keep my pride while keeping the peace, pieces of myself scattered to breeze with mixed signs. So I keep this peace in reach, making merry men of both Robin Hoods and Maid Marians, bands of kleptomanes who steal from the rich and give to themselves, robbing hoods of sustainability, Because I grew up in a desert, not Arizona, yet all our bodegas carried for hydration was Arizona peach, quarter waters, red, blue, green, but still they'd murder us just for wearing hoods in our own hood, open carrying, Arizona iced tea. God bless the marketing team who placed the price right on that can. 99 cents, they said, ensuring inflation won't hot air balloon us right out this apartment complex. My only idea of after-school sustenance was a buttered roll and a bag of chips, card overloaded stomach doing backflips for anything substantive, acrobatic high wire acts of salvation, flooding me in basements while junk food shouted from the pantry like a death rattle, crying out louder than WIC and food stamps could press fresh ink to our purpling lips and label us free lunch kids. My mama telling me, finish your dinner. There are children starving in Africa, and I'd clap back, Mom, don't be ignorant. There are kids starving everywhere. In Newark and Los Angeles, Phoenix, Missouri, though we don't claim home in the Ozarks, I'm very much a part of this cartel smuggling, everything toxic beyond the borders of these Osage Beach teeth. Waves ready to swell, swelling to spill over this dam and into basin. Again, how wasteful of me to binge and purge when there is still so much imbalance in this world of the have-nothings and the haves, willing to flush down everything you would kill to keep as surplus just so you wouldn't have to leave, have to live in fear of atrophy. Our paths marked and stopped shops right in aisle of arms fed, mouths left to starve to death because of your lack of commas, conquest, karma, of these very things that very much make up everything, fearing my Achilles tendon bending may just render me weak, so I cave into the basement of my own shelter, knowing 6 feet can never be deep enough to express all I have hopes to become, if only I can avoid being buried in these depths of debt which accumulate in seemingly every fucking thing. All right, so that's my first piece. I got one more. Because I tend to write some pretty long shit, so I'm gonna keep it to the 7-minute mark, so we can carry on with this night. It's been a beautiful night so far. This is gonna be my closing piece. It's called Black. They say it's the absence of color, liken it to grief and morbidity. Dress the grim reaper in robes designed by death and his many friends. It's the pot calling out kettle for its melanin, but I say black is everything. It is every color in spectrum absorbed into one, pulsing and strobing like a lime-lit club in the heart of Orlando. It comes to us as night, asking for olive branch, offers its hand, offers the fact we cannot possess light without it. You see, black is not lack thereof, nor lachrymose, just because it is known for its suffering. Hues of rainbow radiate in bruises, black as blue is, black as plague, black as sheep, clutching the wheel of sleep as I stare into Vanta black irises every night, drive when the sky and I feel like colliding, and the eye of my storm's horizon feels more akin to dancing than dying. They tell you that you will walk into that great beyond, a black supernova when you go. But what they don't say is how black holes actually be most vibrant source of light in this galaxy. And from my living room skylight, I sense distance between heaven and us shrinking. Yes, we are creeping closer to oblivion each new year, but I say ring it in. Invite it into your living room like a vampire, make friends with it, pet, and name it, because in the interest of not getting all fatalistic, I decide to consult a mystic, the most sage source I know. So I sit down and ask her, Alexa, given the state of the world today, what's the point of going on? And with near no hesitation, she responds, would you like me to play What's Going On by Marvin Gaye? To which I say, no, Alexa, I meant to say, why do we choose to stay? She replies, I'm sorry, I'm not sure I got that. Would you like me to play the 2005 movie Stay, starring Ryan Gosling? I sigh, offer no response, perhaps because the human brain is made to keep us alive and not necessarily stay in a state of stasis some may call happiness. Because in my experience, all the best art seems to come from heartbreak. I mean, would Frida have learned her true nature if not for the accident that cast her in state of navel-gazing necessity? Would Basquiat have moved at the pace he did if not for the vices that took his life at the same age as Kurt Cobain, Jim Morrison, Janis Joplin, Hendrix, and Amy Winehouse? And did I cheat and beat off death's chariots when I chose not to fade to black my 27th year? Would any of this have struck the same chord, stung as hard as all our bees dying off, taking with them pollen, nations of new oxygen? If not for my suffering, would I even be a poet? Does this craft not make me crave blades on vein, requiem for a dreaming, beaming drama, death and destruction wrought ad nauseum? feeding my muses laudanum, the same way others would blood sugar, sticky solution of sap, like from, say, honey. Am I not that? A trap? A trick question asked to an app? We tell ourselves as a real voice in the room. Who are we to assume artificial intelligence isn't in fact more intelligent than the rest of our remnants stuck in the flypaper traps of our generational traumas, of our fathers absconding and leaving behind so much pain the way we pollinate? Because to be honest, sometimes I just want to bask in it, listen to sad shit, and tell Alexa to throw on 2006 playlists back when everyone would make fun of Amy Winehouse by feigning they try to make me go to rehab. And I say, but they jab perhaps she should have just said yes. How so many make jest of addiction, relapse, and mental collapse into breakdown until you're face down in your own nectar, where every round I go with the specter of my own disease taking stabs at me like killer bee, filling me with enough poke serotonin to will me to continue on, not to slip further into abyss of hand to wrist, fit in mouth like fisting, fishing, ignition of fury road, death driven. And you know the devil's greatest trick was convincing the world he was not there, just as I did so often with my one hit wonder, one pony trick of making this body disappear into thin air, into despair, abracadabra, belting out the most tragic lines in each ballad, like a side salad beside the sad sandwich, trying to provide solace, holding hope hostage, my very best bluff shown to present colony collapse again. You know, the phenomenon that occurs when workers flee the colony and leave behind our queen to feed only her needs, knees I sink to, just to empty nectar sack, plunge and hack like a lumberjack, dislodging hive to decolonize this, mind your own beeswax. Yes, I mean you, outside my door, eavesdropping on my becoming unclean, on my count of days since last incident, dropping down like New Year's ball shit. I mean, this decade later, I've recovered to semi-functioning, so please leave this honey bee to his own bee vices, sappy and sad boy shit. Let me marinate this fillet. I no longer wish to flay. Moments of grace, rare as Kobe, realizing 2 years after the fact just how much I miss Kobe. Pondering on Gianna Bryant, who would have been 16 today. If not for the crash, I ask Alexa, what are the odds of being killed while in my car versus a helicopter ride? And she tells me the death index for cars is 453.6, 16 times greater than a helicopter 63. So I decree the next time I take my car to the BP station and it takes $500 to fill, that perhaps I should just Thelma and Louise myself off some cliff into the periwinkle sunset, but not before I yell to Alexa to play the title track from Back to Black. We only said goodbye with words. I died 100 times as you go back to her and I go back to. Thus I ask again before taking the wheel, Alexa, what's the point of it all? And with no response, I close my eyes, seeing clear as constellations made behind gates of creation, buzzing like honeycomb, and no thanks to Alexa, I get my answer. I hit the road, cruise control, lifting hands to let fate steer. No Jesus to take this wheel, shuttered eyelids as my path fades to the black so beautiful. I no longer need to see her, to know she's there, to welcome me into her all-encompassing embrace.
Wow! Paul con queso!
Thank you all for having me.
I bet you're pretty good at that. I bet you're pretty good at that karaoke.
I really love karaoke. Like I can't hold myself back from karaokeing in my poems too.
That's fantastic.
Paul, what you just blew us away twice. Such powerful poems. So rhythmic, so beautiful, so in flow and associated. We're so with you and in your voice, and each of these are so painful, but also so cathartic at the same time. It's always incredible to hear you perform as well. You know, just your voice and your performance, the way that you like really embody your poems, just absolutely gorgeous and incredible. We love you.
You said cathartic, and cathartic is always the word I strive to reach in my work, is that to use my work as an act of healing, as a means of, like, of course, getting it out, like purging, letting things out, but in a way that lets others know they're not alone. There's ways out, there's light, even when we go into the dark, you know?
Right?
Absolutely.
That's the beauty of it.
1,000,000%. Yes. Well, Paul, thank you so much. It is always a treat. And just like, our other amazing readers this year, we wish we could just listen to you forever. And we gotta have you back really soon. And everybody should come out the second Saturday in April.
Second Saturday of every month.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. All right, everyone go follow Paul Latorre, Paul Conqueso. We love you, Paul. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Appreciate y'all. Congrats again, 2 years. Hope to see y'all for 200 more.
Woo!
All right.
Yes.
Give our love to New Jersey. Give our love over there.
Yes. Thanks, Paul.
Right, Garden State.
Oh my God, Chris. What a night it's been.
What a night. What a night. And we're not done.
And we are not done, folks. Stick around. We have our last but not least amazing rock star, reader, and author of the night, Alena Dillon, coming up. Hold on, where's Alena? Alena!
Hi!
We're going a little bit late tonight, but
what are you gonna do?
But it's just because we are having so much fun and we are celebrating and we are trying to enjoy as much as possible the special time that we get to have with all of you amazing rock star returning readers. And Alena, before I just keep chatting, let me read your amazing bio. Alena, how are you doing this evening, though?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, we love having you, Alena. We're so excited to hear
and
from you.
I loved your video too, because it was like 2 years of a history through the pandemic too, dropping into all of our living rooms and seeing how we were throughout the whole time, and what we were creating, and this strange, crazy, wild journey it's been.
Yes.
So it was touching.
Thank you so much, Alena. Thank you. And that it reminded me of exactly that when I was creating it, that I was like, wow, these 2 years have been so strange, and thank goodness we've all kind of made it through, and at the same time kind of building different kinds of communities, creating simultaneously, creating to express ourselves, creating to heal. And I completely agree with you. That's such a treat to see everyone's kind of small inner worlds. And
Yes.
I'm excited to see what, as we continue to go on, the different pieces people share, from that time that they wrote during that time, and that they're just sharing now, and kind of everything that's going to come forward from this as well. Thank you so much, Alena. Okay, Alena Dillon is the author of Mercy House, a Library Journal Best Book of 2020, which has been optioned as a television series produced by Amy Schumer, the happiest girl in the world. She's also the author of My Body is a Big Fat Temple, a memoir of pregnancy and early motherhood, which came out in October. Yes, but and the temporarily titled A Forgotten Woman, a dual timeline novel about a woman Air Force service pilot and her daughter, which is coming from HarperCollins in 2022.
Yeah, so actually it's titled Eyes Turn Skyward.
Oh, apologies, old bio.
Oh yeah, no problem. That had been the title.
It's the old bio, it's the old bio, but yes, we saw the cover.
It's available for pre-order now. It's coming out in October. So yeah.
Eyes Turn Skyward.
Eyes Turn Skyward. Look it up. Order it, please.
Fabulous. We will. Alena, and we will make sure to update this bio. It also says Alena's work has appeared in Lit Hub, River Teeth, Slice Magazine, The Rumpus, the Dr. T.J. Eckelberg Review, and Bustle. She teaches creative writing and lives on the North Shore of Boston with her husband, son, and black lab. Yeah. And I'm sure there are many more publications since we have this bio as well. Alena, tell us what you've been up to most recently.
Yeah, so the book coming out in the fall is the most recent one. So we've doing all that last minute stuff, copy editing and perfecting the cover and things like that. Now it's just off to sales and marketing and doing their magic or whatever. So but yeah, I'm excited for that. It's kind of like my first more historical novel. It is a dual timeline with the contemporary mixed in. But yeah, like my other novels were also based on real events and inspired by real events, but were more contemporary. So this is kind of the first one that's going back a few decades to the 40s, to World War II, and then linking it to how, you know, somebody's from that time period would be like how their experience would affect the next generation. And like the kind of repeating history of calling upon women, like we've seen during the pandemic, to fill in gaps when needed, and then kind of underappreciating them and dismissing them when they're no longer needed, and how that kind of trauma can be inherited through the next generation.
Yes. Alena, always amazing, and always incorporating like this extensive level of research that just like sounds just absolutely seamless in the pieces themselves. I mean, we've just been like stunned and astonished by, you know, Mercy House, where, you know, we're in this like women's center, we're following these nuns, and then the, you know, where we're getting into the life of the gymnast. And it's just absolutely incredible. And can you give us a little insight into what the research and process was like for Eyes Turn Skyward?
Yeah, I mean, so that was that's all about the Women Air Force Service pilots. So it was a lot of you know, reading their memoirs, but then there's also this just great site that a college, I think Baylor University, built, Wings Across America, that just has like all of these primary sources, like the documents from the time and like their handbooks, and so that there's just like, I mean, you can get lost in there for hours, and like they're like clips of their songs, and so yeah, just like really kind of familiarizing myself with everything that they did, like all the news coverage on them. So yeah, it's, I mean, that's part of the joy is just like is learning, and then, you know, applying that knowledge then to this fictional world.
Right, and it's great because there's very little known about that. I mean, it is very much forgotten.
It was completely forgotten. I mean, in the 70s, the Air Force made this huge announcement that women were flying domestic or military airplanes for the first time. And that was, you know, 30 years later. And all of these women had to pipe up and be like, it wasn't the first time, we did this already.
Oh my God.
And only then were they named retroactive veterans, even though they had served and they had died. And at the time, they had to like gather their own money to get home. Like they had to pay for their own funerals. I mean, it was just like, there's just so much injustice that has not been really discussed about this group.
So did you go up and do some flying?
No.
Alena, we wouldn't be surprised if you did. I mean, your research is so extensive and incredible, and your writing just so vividly brings all of this to life. You would think you were all of these people, you know?
I was that good. Yes, I got my pilot's license, and I
would half expect Alena to say that.
Yeah, like method acting, but just method writing.
Absolutely. Yes. Alena, that's so cool. All right. We just love you. We're so excited about everything that you're doing, and we're looking forward to hearing what you have to share with us tonight.
Yeah, so I thought I would save like reading from that manuscript to when I hope that you'll bring me back in the fall when the book comes out. So instead, I'm going to read just a project that I've been working on that isn't actually set for publication yet. It's still a manuscript.
Love it. Sneak peek.
Right.
Yeah. So this is the prologue to it's a book about the opioid epidemic, specifically on the North Shore of Boston, where I live, in Gloucester, which is actually where Coda, that like the big movie of the Oscars, is set, which maybe they're winning as we speak. But anyway, this is from the perspective of a character named Jason. I went to Caldera's for Oxy. I had no clue it was their karaoke night. Kiera, my connection there, was a sophomore when I was a senior, but back then we didn't acknowledge the other existed. Not even a smile or one of those hallway nods that make high schoolers feel like there's something special. Maybe neither of us thought we were. We've gotten to know each other in the last couple of years, as much as you can across 2 feet of bar top. There's not much else to do while waiting for a drop to look normal. Might as well fill the time with small talk. Kiera has a system so her parents won't find out about her little racket. Her clients sit on the right side of the bar and order beef eaters with a slice of lemon. I hate gin. It tastes like sour metal even before the lemon. But Kiera thinks the name is funny. She's the supply, and I am 150 pounds of demand, so beef eaters it is. When she slides the pill over on a bar napkin, there's a knowing twinkle in her eye, and soon I understand it. She scored generic oxycodone this time, which is still crushable. I'm practically salivating as I steal away to the bathroom. I'm nauseous and fevered and sick. I need medicine. I smash the pill between a quarter and the enameled sink and breathe the powder up my nose. Then I sit on the toilet and stare at a poster of a Portuguese palace until my brain stops screaming and the molecules swirling around my head begin to slow. When I return 5 minutes later, Kiara smiles, kind of smug. Better? She doesn't know how lucky she is that I only had cash for one pill. I would have snorted as much as she would have given me, inhaling myself into sinking black. She could have found me on the tile of her bathroom floor, eyes rolled back, breath rattling in my throat. It must be dangerous to be a rich addict. They can feel to death. My forearm is still shaved and swollen from where some Peabody kid tattooed a stretch of feathers that were supposed to be a flamingo wing, but since he only had black, it could be from just about any bird. I scratched the fresh ink and then redirected my itch to the etching on the glass. What does caldera mean anyway, I ask. Kiara answers as she transfers pint glasses from a dishwasher tray to the shelf, her movements memorized. Boiler. Why would your parents name their restaurant Boilers? It's our last name, genius. She says it with the petulance of a teenager, and I wonder if she got frozen at the age when she got pregnant, when life as she knew it ended and she couldn't mature in a normal way. I wonder if I got frozen too. Your name is Kiara Caldera. I say it slowly to make sure my tongue doesn't trip and stick in the wrong places. Yep, she dips a towel into a glass to blot out stray droplets. Shit luck from the beginning. But I didn't mean to imply it was a curse. I meant it was a name that sounded like music. I pull in a mouthful of liquor and catch my wince in the bar mirror. All things considered, I don't look too bad. My hair has gotten a little long, my lips are cracked, my eyes are dark, but more than anything, I look lonely. A lady in her 40s starts setting up the karaoke equipment at the front of the restaurant. She has short hair she might have cut herself and looks like the kind of person who has played oboe all her life. She positions the mic stand, songbook, and machine like a florist arranging a bouquet. This job means a lot to her, which makes me pity her and her crushed velvet blazer, maroon like that of a museum director, but makes me jealous of her too. Kiara takes the orders of karaoke regulars who slap each other's back and greet the blazer with a "Hi, Linda." Most of them arrive solo, each having come from their own direction. A guy in suspenders orders wings and 2 becks, one for him and one for a man in a fleece vest on the other side of the bar. A heavy woman in a loose sweater sits beside a friend with bangs and thick glasses. An older lady with a fedora and lips so thin they barely exist takes a stool apart from the group but waves to the others, who lift their drinks in return. There are maybe 10 in total, but the mood of the restaurant lifts and shifts into an atmosphere specific to this crowd, a tribe of amateur crooners, and I mean amateur. Fedora belts 70s feminist anthems without hitting one right note. Suspenders chooses Meatloaf and Billy Joel songs that go on 6 minutes too long. Bangs recites the lyrics to folksy songs I've never heard before, or maybe she just avoids the melody so completely I don't recognize them. No matter how bad the performance, the audience doesn't cringe or boo. They applaud, for Christ's sakes, this odd kind of family. But what a relief it must be for these mismatched misfits to have found each other. I've still got $8 in my pocket, so I order another drink, beef eaters again so as not to raise suspicion. I'm choking it down when the heavy woman takes her place at the front of the room. The crew whistles and claps as she pulls the mic from its stand, one guy calling, "Kill it, Rinny." I'm wondering what kind of name Rinny is when she pierces through my speculation. There isn't any music at first, only her penetrating voice. I lower my glass and Kiara gives me a look that says, "I know, right?" When the bass drum begins to thump, suddenly it's like I'm part of a clan, and it's Gloucester's best kept secret, this little spot of brilliance on a stormy coast, and this woman is our benevolent siren. At least I think she's benevolent, and her song swings like the mast of a ship. I lean closer and pressure builds and builds until her lips part and she's at full volume. And we're in a half-empty Portuguese restaurant, but she's the real deal, so devastatingly beautiful in the way you only can sound if you've suffered and lived through it. And if what she's saying is true and a fire started in her heart, then she spread it into all of ours, and I'm burning, feverish, and for once the feeling isn't oxy or lack thereof. It's just being fucking alive. Kiara serves me another drink, on the house this time. I think she's happy I'm enjoying the event. I'm proud to finally have something decent and good to show. Linda, the pro in a blazer, is up next. She can carry a tune, but she isn't a showstopper. Still, she's confident enough to follow Gloucester's Adele. Or maybe confidence isn't the word for it. Her eyes glint as she performs, like this is her happy place, and it probably is. It would be reasonable to guess that this is the highlight of her week. The longer I'm here, the less pitiful that seems. The camaraderie and gin have me feeling a fine kind of fuzzy. I'm at home in this cove of towny songsters. I wish I could bring Ma here so she could see for herself how other people let themselves be vulnerable, how others reach for joy. I wonder what she's doing and if she's found any. When my drink is drained, I wade through my tingling high to the front of the room and flip through their good book. At first it's just to snoop, to sink a little deeper into this world I am sightseeing. But then I see Ma's song, and I think, why the hell not? These people know better than anyone what it means to be born in a small town and to live and die in that same small town. Oh, those small communities. The mic smells of whiskey and breath from a diaphragm, and I stare at the screen waiting for the lyrics I know by heart. They begin their scroll, and there's a quick flash of adrenaline, a natural needle-free medicine. What's your name? Someone shouts from across the room. Words roll down the screen. I look up. I think I smile. Jason. And that's it.
Alena, always captivating and totally like gorgeous, right? We're very concerned at the beginning. We're still concerned, right? But then we have this scene of these misfits that is so vividly created, and we're hearing this music. So powerful, so gorgeous. Alena, we're very excited about this new project as well.
It's a karaoke theme tonight.
I know,
yes.
Yeah. There's a lot of, some overlapping imagery.
Heck yes, we love that. We love when we get to hear serendipitous connections between readings and writings. We absolutely love it. Alena, thank you so much. We are so excited about everything that you're doing and everything that you've already done. Oh, real quick, that television series.
Oh yeah, that's still in development. Yeah, still happening. But yeah, we know it's a slow process. So
yes,
but
well,
yeah,
we are
still something.
So
right.
awesome, so
Hang in
exciting.
there.
Yeah, and actually, Happiest Girl was optioned too. So.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so cool, Alena.
Something's got to give.
Yeah, we'll see what sticks.
That is so awesome. Oh, Alena, I hope everything happens.
Yeah, I hope it's all sticky.
That is so cool. Congratulations, and thank you so much
for doing this and all the work that you guys do.
It's our pleasure.
Really
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we will see you back hopefully really soon. Good luck with everything.
Thank you. Happy anniversary.
Thank you. Chris, what an amazing anniversary night. Woo! And Chris, happy 2-year anniversary to you again.
Thank you. Okay, it's just insane to think the 2 years have passed.
Right.
And we were just young and impressionable.
We were just babies in this online venue world.
We had no idea what we were doing, and here we are, and we still don't know what we're doing, but we're having
we're still just being our silly selves and inviting all of our dear friends and community members and new friends to read and share their work. And we're so thankful to all of you. We set this up just about every week, and it's our joy and pleasure to do so. But we wouldn't be able to do that if it weren't for our wonderful audience members, our support, our readers, our guests, and all of you following us and enjoying everything that we're doing and sharing, and all of our reading nights. So thank you for helping us to have a great time and helping to sustain us all with this community through a really crazy time in history.
That's for sure. And I could just speak for myself, but I'm sure everybody else out there who tunes in can attest to the fact that we get our minds blown on a weekly basis.
On a weekly basis.
By these amazing people who are cranking out, amazing poetry, fiction, nonfiction, just week after week. I mean, it makes me feel like, oh, okay, we're not doomed.
No,
As a
no,
species.
we're not.
We're not
No, we're
doomed.
not.
Then I go read the paper and I think, well, maybe we are doomed.
Maybe
But then we meet, and I think, well, maybe not. As long as we got, John Chance Acevedo out there in the world. All the tour. I'm just looking at the people who are still with us backstage.
We're just hanging out backstage. Yeah. Well, you're
Midnight,
absolutely right,
all
Chris.
these people. Yeah.
As long as we have this great work being created, and this community at the same time, the way that we encourage and support each other's voices, and the voices of emerging writers and young people to come as well, and just people who are coming into the world of writing with something to share. All of that, pushes back the darkness.
It does.
And we're thankful for all that everyone does, to support those efforts.
That's right.
Of pushing back that darkness.
And it continues next week.
It sure does, Chris.
We'll be pushing back some darkness with our friend Tom and Rava Xenopoulos as well.
Yes, thank you so much once again to our guests tonight, Baron Wormser, Victoria Buitron, Philip J. Curtis, aka Midnight, John Chance Acevedo, Devon, Bohm, Paul Latorre, Paul Conqueso, and Alena, Dillon. Thank you so much for watching, and we can't wait to see you next Sunday. Thank you for celebrating with us. Good night.
Peace, peace, peace.
Good night, Chris.